All right, all right, all right, all right. I'm tired. I'm gonna be real. I'm tired. Okay, I feel a little tired, but however, that's okay. You know. Um, today, I'm going to. I don't know what I wanna do. Whether I wanna speak, yap a little bit, or just start doing the 250 boxes challenge. Um, yeah, maybe I'll yap a little bit. I'll yap for like 10 minutes, and then we can start. 2 years collage. Yeah, that's the thumbnail for the episode for that one for the 2 year stream. I tried to keep it. I forgot which font I used for the 1 year because the 1 year was like it was kind of like the same thumbnail. But yeah. So I use this one. This one is now one of my favorite fonts. It's called Champ Black, and I'm having so much fun with it. I'm loving it. What is this? Oh, this is for the thing. Maybe I'll save it. Anniversary thumbnail, and just revisit it after a year. Okay, this is the rotated boxes, and this is what we did yesterday. Okay, so I've been thinking. Who would have thought? I was thinking, wow. But I've been thinking a lot about the streams and drawing in general, and I'm feeling certain. Once in forever, I feel certain about something. You know. I don't even know where to start, to be honest. I have tried things. Okay, I have tried things. I have communicated with people. I have communicated with people from different areas. You know, I have communicated with people who are straight up entrepreneurs and you know hustlers and you know people who are salesy and who just like go get it. You know, go getters. I have talked to artists. I have talked to musicians. I have talked to not a lot, but like directors, right? Directors who are established in their fields, like campaigns and you know art directors. I have talked to friends. I have talked to you know IT people. I did IT for a few years, and then me hopping on doing these streams is just different. It is me doing the streams, and I'm gonna combine the streams and drawing into just like YouTube. All right. Where you talk to so many people. It's just like throughout my life. It's not like I go to a certain place and I find all these different people. It's just like the more you live, basically, right? And the more you come in contact with people, be it online or offline, right? And communicating with you guys online has been like such a great, you know, inspiration and a significant decider or a significant, let's say, like it played a significant role in my decision, right? And it's funny, like you always hear that you kind of like know yourself through people. Admirable Unk status moment. I don't mind that. I thrive on being Unk. It's very. I don't know how to describe it. It's this feeling of just like a purpose, you know. And I know I'm being vague right now, but I'll get into it. I'm just maybe getting like some excitement out, even though I feel like I'm not excited, but it's excitement mixed a little bit with not in uncertainty, but like what's a good word for fear? Like fear is like does have a little bit of a negative annotation, maybe something that's like the opposite, kind of like excitement. Anyways, right? I have that just because it is the first time I'm feeling it. So this is a different feeling for me. And I think, yeah, excitement and maybe, I don't know, maybe it is fear, I guess. Fear of the unknown. I feel like I'm processing it fine. Eagerness for sure, yes, but maybe fear is just the word, you know. Like I said, because this is me the first time feeling it, and you know, new things are kind of scary to me, right? And so I talked a few times about on the stream about, you know, me whether choosing whether I want to do graphic design or I want to do bookbinding or I want to do drawing, and I talked that on that one stream about the variables that, you know, I was talking about. What was the term that I used? Like that feeling, that gratification that a certain path gives me, and I talked about how graphic design doesn't give me as much gratification as making the notebooks or drawing, right? But I think at this point I'm not going to be understandable. New feelings can be scary, whether positive or negative, just because they can be powerful too, maybe. Yeah, or just like maybe just new, you know, the fact that it's something new, and the fact that that feeling can change, you know, the course of literally your life. That in and of itself is scary. You know, it's not just like a new feeling and then nothing happens afterwards. You know that this shit is going to impact you, right? But yeah, so I'm looking at all of like everybody's experiences out there, right? And this is also like, there's one video, Markiplier. It was like it got recommended to me on YouTube, and he was talking about the purpose of life, or your purpose, or what keeps you going, or I forgot what the title was, but what he was talking about resonated with me a lot. And for the longest time, the stuff that he talked about, I didn't really fully understand. And what he did talk about is like talking about, you know, how you should believe in yourself, and how nobody owes you anything, and how, most importantly, and this is what stuck with me, is that the one thing that drives you, the one thing that is like, this is the kind of thing I might pace listening to totally. It's okay. Yeah, you can do your pacing around the around the room. So he was talking about the thing that drives you, you know, the thing that will get you to wake up, you know, excited, and you'd want to do it, and you just love the process, no matter how, you know, difficult it is. And I've seen, like I said, I've seen a lot of people, and I've seen people, you know, have that drive, and maybe potentially even from a young age. I've seen like people who are like from a young age, and they have this drive, and I want to talk. I'm going to talk about it later a little bit, whether it's like from a young age and older age and stuff like that. But I've seen people have that, and just like. For the longest time, or maybe potentially even these days, I still don't have that, right? I still don't have that one thing that will get me waking up in the morning and be like, let's fucking do this, you know? And so Oh man, there's just like a lot of variables that are just like popping in my head right now that are helping shape this idea, right? And I can't really pinpoint just like one thing and be like, yo, this is it, this is what is driving my decision. No, it's a lot of things, it's a lot of conversations, it's a lot of just like fleeting moments, it's a lot of things that I see on the street every day, right? The combination of just like a person's existence. And this sounds like even right, me saying it right now is just like mind blowing, kind of just like saying it out loud. But it's crazy that the decision that you get to is not just like shaped by one experience. I want that for you and me and everyone totally with the waking up. Yeah, I'm not saying, I'm nowhere near saying that, you know, I'm there, right? But I feel like I'm on the track, and I feel like I'm just like what is it called? Playing around the bush. What's the saying? Anyways, beating around the bush. I'm looking at okay, I'm just gonna say this one more time. Looking at different people and seeing what they're doing, and you know, thinking about having like in the back of my head authenticity, and doing the thing that you love, and seeing and talking to my friend right here, and listening to you know, Markiplier's video and stuff like that. And it's like looking inwards. I'm getting anime training arc vibes. Training, yeah, maybe brain, and also training when it comes to actual training. We'll get to that. But just like everybody who's like got that drive is just totally, absolutely looking outwards and inwards at the same time, right? So outwards, which what I've kind of like, I feel like I've done, which is like scanning through your existence and scanning through people and seeing like what this person is doing and what this person is doing and how they're doing in life and whether they're satisfied or not. Boom, 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 right? Seeing, looking at the successful people and looking at the you know, perhaps miserable people, right? And seeing, kind of like seeing the difference. And then only recently, and I'm not even saying, and this feels like even less than a week, I'm kind of like realizing this now. For the longest time, oh yeah, and then another thing that also is shaping up this idea is like the that ice skater girl that's like that won like the Olympics, whatever. She, in one of her interviews, like I swear to God, I did not even like follow the news that much. I just like saw one short on YouTube, and she was like, I don't even remember what she was saying. Like one thing stuck to me. She was like, I say no a lot. Right? She talks about how she chooses the music that she plays to. She chooses the costume, and she, you know, she does everything like kind of like you know, on her own, but not really, because there's a lot of people helping her. But she can, she is like, she's holding like the what is it called, like the wagon, I don't even know, and she's in charge, right, of her life. She says no a lot, and she said it with such a smile and conviction, and she was like, hold on a second, let me look at how I was doing it. The girl is literally 18. The age doesn't matter, right? But professional naysayers for good reasons. Facts. That is facts. So she came back to the sport, and she was like, I say no a lot, and I do my own thing, and I choose my costume, and I choose my music, and I choose my routine, right? And then boom, she gets the golden medal. And she had this energy of just like playfulness, right? She was not tripping, she was not like, you know, taking it seriously. She was just like straight up just having fun, right? And that fun was coming from a place that I in the past that I haven't figured out before, right? Seeing everybody having fun, it's like, what are you doing, right? You must have like some sort of knowledge that I still haven't figured out yet, and that was true. I still haven't figured it out yet. But then seeing how literally getting a hold of your life and saying no a lot, the way she said it, she was like, okay, let me look at myself. Yeah, I say no a lot. It's just how it is, and how you make room for all the good stuff. Is that an actual quote from her? fun havers are cool people sometimes. Absolutely, yeah. And so I okay, like she's doing all that fun stuff, and she's having fun. Let me look at how I'm operating my life, and I say that I almost never say no. Like every job I got, I'm like, okay, we can negotiate. Okay, we can communicate. Let's and we end up I end up doing it. It doesn't as long as it gets me some money, right? And it's a graphic design job, sure, right? That's fine, right? And that's not. I'm not saying like don't get your bag or don't work, um, but at a certain point, it's very important to be like, if you don't feel excited about that anymore, it's just like okay to say no. And a lot of people that I worked with are friends, right? And it's kind of also difficult for me to say no to friends. No, not a quote, just my impression of her. That does honestly sound like something that she would say. And so, okay, so I'm not saying no in my life, right? And that kind of like, I guess saying no is important for curating things, curating experiences. Absolutely, you're right. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. So okay, saying no, that's one thing, right? And then now, if I what do I say no to, right? The stuff that I'm not excited about. So what is the stuff that I'm excited about? And this is the spicy part, right? This is the juicy part. And I'm starting to realize that the stuff that I get excited about is literally an amalgamation of just my experience in my life, right? And I'm not saying on this some unk shit. Even like a person who's like 17 can potentially relate to this, right? Either say no or just take what the recommendation algorithm random chance provides. Yeah, I agree. Maybe on a real life level, that would be translated into what other people, would throw your way, right? In my case, for example, the work that I get suggested, right? And this is like the curse of me doing my job so great. Like I get work all the time, and it's like something that I don't really enjoy, but I do great at it. So I'm suffering from success, guys. But yeah. So it's like the stuff that I enjoy is a combination of my experience, right? And it's not even, it goes beyond the stuff that I enjoy. It's just like we go back to what we were talking about in the beginning, the purpose, right? And so let me break it down, right? What is my experience as a person who was born, right? Day zero, and then I went through, I don't know, childhood, puberty, school, college, right? Jobs, work, people, online, offline. If you want to, what are kind of like the milestones or the core kind of like not, I wouldn't say milestones, but core memories, core events, right? That impacted you in your life. Personally, right? It was the schooling system, for example, and me never really actually being able to learn. I'm not saying I was like challenged in learning or anything. I would say I was very much good at adapting, right? Adapting to, I did like a math kind of like branch. So I don't know if this is the same in American system, but like before you graduate high school, you do like 4 years, or like I think it's 2 years, where you choose a specific branch. So like there is a math branch, and then there's a science kind of like a branch, and there's literature branch, and there's economic branch, and I think those are the only 4, if I'm not mistaken, right? And I did math, right? and I did decent, right? So I am good at adapting to ways. I've been in the corporate kind of like atmosphere for quite some time now, and I'm good at adapting. I have adapted there, right? I don't know. I have been with friends from these areas and friends with these areas, and I've been kind of like able to get along with portions of them, like not all of them, right? So I'm good at adapting, but that adaptation comes at the cost of me actually enjoying what I'm adapting to, if that makes sense. So that kind of like chameleon kind of like trait isn't necessarily like it's good to be able to like kind of like relate and be able to communicate with a little bit with all areas of life, but that comes at maybe that could come at the expense of what you enjoy, right? So coming back to my experience, and let me read this first. Reminds me of Alex was representing his life with Pinterest boards for his past, present, and future self. That's interesting. That's interesting. I haven't thought about it that way, but maybe I'm thinking about it in a more concrete way. And I'm saying all of this to get to the large. Let me not forget the large point, which is like the purpose of life. Basically, why the fuck I'm here, right? And so, coming back to my experience, and I want to go into a little bit of detail into my experience. The things that didn't really work out for me was like the schooling system, for example. The schooling system, even though, like I said, I was able to adapt, that I was not enjoying it at all, right? The schooling system to me, and the more I think about it now, is like you could be, and I know this is gonna sound like one of those I don't know, 2012 memes or photos or pictures that boomer moms would share on Facebook. But you know how like you could be like a triangle or just like an odd shape, and you get curved into being a box to go into school and to adhere to the rules of the school and the system. That kind of like feels like it. I'm not saying like I'm sort of like I'm very different or I'm like amazing or special or anything. I'm not saying that. I'm saying like everybody, right? My pacing has turned into dancing to the background music. That's funny. Everybody is different. I am not special in any way, shape, or form, right? Everybody is different in their own little ways. But then I feel like school can just be like this hydraulic press that just like flattens you into conforming, right? And again, I might be biased here. Take what I'm saying with a grain of salt. I might be biased. Maybe this is shaped by my own experience, right? And this is fine to me because, like I said, this is based on my own experience, and I'm not necessarily saying that you should follow my path. You should follow your own, right? And so my experience was that this school, at least the one that I went to, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of schools out there that are the same as well. Same with high schools, by the way. Same with jobs. Same with everything. But like the schooling experience was ass. Okay, it was ass, right? From the teachers to the people around to the fucking I don't know, parents, right? They were ass. Obviously, I'm generalizing. Obviously, I did have like a few good times here and there, right? But overall, they were ass. Okay, and the reason for that is. My biggest problem with it, at least, is the way things are taught. The way things are taught, and the way and the responsibility that is given to the teachers, to the people who are teaching, people who are potentially not even qualified. You might pass the test as like a person who wants to become a teacher. Dude, I'm actually so excited. I feel like my side hurts now from talking with such excitement. School seems like it can try to be one size fit all. That is like the best way it could be said. Yes, kind of thing. So by ignoring individuality, it might affect and validate it. That's you're absolutely correct. You got me 100%. And so, like, the responsibility that is given to these people, I wouldn't even call them as educators. These people, I've straight up been thinking about actual teachers beefing with students. In school, bro. 6 years old, beefing with a kid. What the fuck are you doing? This is mind blowing to me. And oh man, right. So people clearly, this responsibility is given to clearly people who are not qualified. Sure, like I said, you can have the test and you can be qualified to teach that exact subject. You can be knowledgeable in the subject that you're going to be teaching, whether it literature or math or science or whatever it is, right? But if you're teaching it wrong, you're potentially ruining that subject for that person forever, and that is such a huge deal. I don't think people are aware enough of how much of a responsibility that is. And so, okay, that experience was ass. Next, right? And this is, as I said, my experience. It is mine, right? Not necessarily yours, not necessarily other people's, mine, right? Which is what's amazing and what's beautiful about this, because this is shaping my purpose. It is not, I'm not like here to tell you my story to shape your purpose. Like, you shape your own purpose on your own, right? So that the schooling system was one thing. The other thing was parenting. Unfortunately, and I'm not getting, and I'm not saying this out of like resentment or out of feeling how do I say this, feeling hate per se or resentment, but it's just like parents sometimes can be I wouldn't say not qualified for being a parent, but like what's the word, not unaware, but maybe just like not having done enough research or underestimating the responsibility of actually having a kid. And actually having a kid is not just, bringing them out to life and providing for them and, giving them food and providing them shelter. Unprepared. Unprepared is a good word, yes. It doesn't stop there. It is an actual, you are responsible for the psyche of a little person for literal years. Those are the most important years of a person's life. Those shape how a person might behave 10 years from there, like 20 years from there, 40 years from there. Like, people are not aware enough of how impactful you might be to your child. And so in my experience, the parenting was not the best. Granted, I was, my parents took me to school, and I'm very grateful for that. I wouldn't be sitting here and speaking in English, which is like a third language to me, if I wasn't taught, right? My parents, I'm very grateful for the basic things that they have given, but also at the same time, it's like, is it really something that is like something special that they've done? Like, I did not ask to be born. This is your responsibility. So it's not even like something that I should be like, oh, thank you so much, I'm so grateful. It's just like, whatever, right? That is like the minimum thing that you can. What do you get a child and then fucking throw them away? So parenting was not that great in terms of also education, right? In terms of the things, in terms of figuring out my life, or allowing me to navigate through multiple things in order for me to get to a point of maybe conversions at an earlier age, perhaps. And obviously, who knows, right? Life is so unpredictable. I might even like, it could be possibly like they do that and I end up like being a drug addict. I don't know, right? Who the fuck knows? But anyways, that experience was not optimal to me. And I'm not even going to say go into like me empathizing with the parents, or me knowing how, perhaps that's the best I could have done. If they knew better, they would have done better. I always say that. I'm not talking about the parents and what they're, and whether I agree with what they've done or not, or I empathize or I understand where they're coming from. I'm not even not getting into that. I'm just saying that the experience was not that great. That's all, right? So parenting, and like I said, the one aspect of parenting that I'm kind of like want to touch on really a lot here is the fact that parenting is not just like getting your kid to school or providing for them. It is letting them thrive on their own, right? And letting them choose. Okay. So for now, I've got two things: my experience with studying and my experience with parenting. Yeah, underestimating the reality of parenting seems like something that could happen a lot, for sure. Just the reality of how parenting affects you. Yeah. So those are two things. Another thing is psychology, right? So needless to say, like, I speak psychology, or like at least in a almost a little bit philosophical manner or psychological manner. I do enjoy that. I do speak it from time to time. I enjoy having discussions like that, as with you, Derpy, even with a lot of people that I get into. I like to get a little deep, right? I don't like surface level bullshit. I just love actually how the brain would interpret the world. I want to learn more about that, and that's not coming from a place of just like interest. No, it's coming from a place of being surrounded by experiences of how the brain can go wrong, right? And that can manifest into mental illness. That can manifest into in my being socially insecure, for example, or that can manifest into the science or the psychology of studying something else. So I'm seeing psychology. I'm being surrounded by, and not surrounded, but surrounded by the need, and also not only the need, but the exposure to psychological studies and psychological kind of like learning, right? We're surrounded by brains. Makes sense to care about understanding them, for sure. And this might not be the same experience for a person who really had a great life. I don't know, who doesn't really mind the psychology aspect, or maybe a person who's been on the grind, and then they are thinking more about doing it, waking up and doing it every day. I'm saying, like, this is an example. It could be a million other things. So it might not be relevant, as relevant to another person as it is to me. But to me, it is very relevant because, like I said, I'm being surrounded by it, and you guys would understand with what's happening in my life, what has been happening, especially recently, right? So that's another thing, right? And then another thing, hopefully it doesn't slip my mind right now, is kind of like almost, I wouldn't say full-on leadership. Why did the music stop? Hello, music? Oh. I wouldn't say like the leadership aspect, but like maybe the community aspect, or man, I'm trying to look for the good words here. But I would say like the community aspect of it, right? Since I was a kid, I remember having an impact on the kids around me, right? And this impact could be like me listening to some music, and then the kids around me would start listening to that music. This is like a vivid memory of mine right now. I remember vividly a friend of mine started listening to one song and I was like, bro, since when do you listen to this song? Like, I listen to that shit every day. And he's like, yeah, literally, you put that song around us every day. And this is like me in like school, right? that was like when, you know, we had like the phones was like a great invention back then, right? Phones with like the buttons, and having MP3 on phones was just like revolutionary. And so everybody was having that, and I remember I was playing this one song over and over because I liked it so much, and I had this impact unconsciously, right? And so he was playing this song, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's you. You were playing that all the time. What are you talking about?" He literally memorized the song off of me playing it every day, right? So that might be like something insignificant, right? But that comes down to the fact that I have always had an impact on people around my life, and I've always discredited myself off of that, right? I'm always saying like, whatever, like I don't really matter to people, or I'm just like, who am I to have an impact on this person who is probably has their own problems? I want to stand up and talk while standing. Who am I to say that, you know, I have an impact on this person? Like, who am I? Like, I'm literally no one, right? Also, hi C. Let me finish this idea. Right, so having this impact is, and I'm not saying like I'm amazing out here, or you know, I'm kind of like you should all follow me and I'm the new leader, but I at the same time I don't want to discredit myself for something that I might be doing, right? So that's another thing. So a little recap: the studying thing, not very optimal. The parenting thing, not very optimal. The what else? The psychology thing, I'm always surrounded by it, and me wanting to kind of like, quote unquote, being a natural. I don't want to use that, but I'm just gonna use that for now, for lack of a better word. Right. So now I'm saying, why am I saying all of this, and how am I relating it to having a purpose? Right. The one thing, right? And I'm saying the one thing that kind of like got all of those things that I talked about together under one umbrella. The one thing is YouTube. Right? It's YouTube. I have not ever experienced something that had all of these things under one umbrella. Even making the notebooks. Notebooks, they're great. Look at this. This is a great notebook. Look at it. Have you seen this? Have you seen this, guys? Look at this. It's amazing, right? Even they making these notebooks, it's got the psychology aspect, right? For sure. I have made the notebook actually, and I have on the first pages, I have like made like a few questions that help a person kind of like identify one goal that they want to pursue, and then throughout the notebook they just like do, it's like kind of like a to-do list where they do tasks or micro tasks that go towards that goal. Like this is this involves some psychology to it, right? Life improvement, whatever. This involves some, even perhaps some influence towards people. But like maybe the teaching aspect is missing, or the parenting. I wouldn't say like parenting, but like the letting people choose their own thing. Maybe even though like this lets people choose their own thing. But like all of these things, and I forgot about one very important thing as well. So we said the schooling system and the parenting when it comes to letting your kid choose what they want. What else? The psychology thing, and what was the fourth point? Oh man, I'm foregoing. And yeah, the influence on people. The fifth and these are like five, like these are four things, and the fifth thing is like the most important of them all, right? Which is drawing. Actually, the craft of drawing, right? And let me read the chat a little bit. I don't see it as the brain being wrong. I've helped people for 6 years now, and I've studied psychology. It's not about the brain being wrong. It's your brain adapting to bad circumstances. Oh, see, I was just gonna mention you because you're also interested in psychology. Of course, there's many things that feed into depression, but yeah, most of it is just our mind adapting to various things. Absolutely, yeah, I agree. I think I remember my friends getting my friends into a game, cool stuff. Yeah, that's good. I think that's very cool. Must be nice having friends. I've definitely had my friendless times in life too. Yeah, for sure. Man's on stage giving a presentation. I'm not even saying this, bro. This is coming just like from the deep down. I'm not even trying to like put on a show. So okay, back to drawing, right? I drew like my whole life basically. I've stopped for a long period of time throughout college and a big portion of school, but since I was a kid I drew, and I feel like I based a lot of my decisions when it comes to my career off of what I've done when I was a kid, right? And I was trying new things, artistic things, because I knew deep down, I knew that I was like an artistic kid. It's just the fact that my parents didn't allow me to explore that further, that I went into college and I started doing cybersecurity and I started doing computer science and stuff like that. But then me going back to it, I feel like I'm kind of like reconnecting. And so now going back to the one thing that is that grabs everything that I've talked about and put it under one umbrella. It is YouTube. It is hands down YouTube. The notebook thing, it's missing the drawing. This is exciting for me. I love doing the notebooks. Maybe potentially I could keep doing the notebooks, but it's missing drawing. And drawing is a big aspect of this, of my purpose. Getting back to the purpose thing, right? I have aspired to be like some kind of super artistic before too, I guess. And yeah, that's if that's what you want to do, go for it. But what I'm saying is, my experience, I feel like it's all coming down to what all of my past experiences are getting down to into like one thing that I'm doing and that I'm actually enjoying, right? And so explain how like this doing YouTube is helping me get these points down. It's like, okay, first of all, we're doing, what is it, the studying thing, right? I'm literally picking up the literal thing that I love doing the most, which is drawing, and I'm doing it my own way. I'm learning my own way. Even though I'm not saying my own way is the best way, but I'm literally letting myself explore. I'm not even saying like, sometimes I would say, I would feel like I spent 2 years, and I just now after 2 years I do realize that if I've done this differently, or if I changed the order of the things that I learned, maybe that would have made the process a little bit shorter. But no, the fact that I took this long to realize this stuff is also good, because I let myself explore, and without that exploration, maybe I wouldn't have gotten to where I am now, right? So that's one thing, me actually learning on my own, which is something that I don't remember doing throughout college. I don't remember doing throughout school, right? That's one thing. The second thing is the parenting thing, or the aspect of exploring. I have explored quite a few things, from IT to sales. I've done sales too, and I'm not saying I don't do sales, or I don't want to do sales. In fact, if I want to do YouTube, YouTube is literally sales in every video. Even it comes down to the smallest thing of just like asking people to subscribe, right? You're literally selling yourself. Like, you make content to sell yourself. So that is just like the fact that I have explored IT, and I have explored you're gonna have about 8K steps. Oh man, I have walked a lot today, and the funny thing is, I don't even feel tired. Me talking about this, I feel like maybe there's a lot of adrenaline right now going on. I'm not even tired. Maybe I would crash when I actually go sit back down on the chair, and I'd be like, ugh, So the autonomy, yes, thank you. That is just awesome. And not only am I saying this, by the way, the first 2 points, I'm not even saying, or I'm not even projecting them onto myself. I also want to project them onto people as well, with the content that I'm going to be able to provide, right? So providing educational content, teaching people not only just like the aspect of drawing, but just like the aspect of having fun with drawing, and potentially using drawing and art in general as a way to know yourself, right? As a way to realize that okay, maybe if you enjoy this and if you genuinely enjoy the process of this, keep doing this, right? If you don't, then maybe the channel is not for you, right? Or the content that I'm providing is not for you, be it on YouTube or on other platforms, or maybe potentially in the future on my own platform, on my own teaching platform, right? And so I want to provide the experience that I have missed when I was a child, right? I want to provide the people or the viewers or the community the experience that I did not go through, and that took me years to realize, right? I want to be able to grab a literal kid and be like, yo, listen, bro. Listen. Do you want to draw? And they'd be like, yes, I want to draw. And they sit your ass down. You're gonna be drawing, anatomy and skulls. No. That's hilarious. But yeah, I want to help, and it goes really for everybody. If I'm teaching like kind of like teenagers or kids, that will help them realize sooner what they want to do. If I'm teaching like more older people, that will also help them realize or maybe get them out of that uncertainty area, right? Kind of nice to just see you enthusiastically talking about stuff you care about, to be honest. Yeah, it's really true. It's really true. I'm just like, I'm very excited about the future. And this is what I'm saying about like waking up excited. Just like, now that I'm pretty sure about this, sit your bitch ass down. Now that I'm pretty sure about this, a lot of variables, a lot of fog just like clears away, right? Now I'm in a mindset of just like, it is a matter of time, right? It is only a matter of time until I become like an established artist and an actual example, right? An actual person that people look up to. It is only a matter of time. This is more solidified in my head right now, and I'm not even like speaking. Maybe it is delusional. Maybe you can call it delusional. And this is just like this belief came up, and it's just like, I don't even know. Like, once you get to this point of thinking, or maybe it's just like picking up a lot of variables and just like distilling them into this thought, it just becomes evident at this point, right? So okay, I talked about training. I talked about giving the people the experience that I missed as a child, but then also at the same time, I get to do actually something that I genuinely have fun doing, which is drawing, and I get to teach it, which is very cool, right? And the psychology thing about it is that, like I said, I can help people figure out who they are. It is literally not a matter, to me, it is not a matter of just like drawing. Fuck drawing, okay? It is a matter of just like, are you sure if you are going to be drawing, you're going to be satisfied to do this bullshit for the rest of your fucking life, and you're going to be, maybe going through hell, right? And still be enjoying every second of it, right? Are you able to withstand how difficult it might be to be actually drawing, right? That is kind of like the divider between a person who might, join the community and who doesn't join the community. The person who would join the community would be like, listen, bro, we're not doing this for just like for the fun of it. Or maybe we are, obviously, we are, I take that back. But like, we're doing this to literally help you out, even outside of the technical side of drawing. We're literally figuring ourselves out. I'm still figuring myself out to this day, and that is completely okay. That's what we're doing. What we're doing, we're literally little specks in this world, and we are just like figuring things around us, and we don't even know anything. But at least we try to do it through the things that we do love to do the most, right? The matter of time kind of feeling is cool. Feeling of confidence feels like it can be rare but cool. Yeah, man. I don't know. It's our teacher, man. I have thought about that myself, considering for my future. It's so cool to see you enthusiastic about it. I have never. You know what's crazy? let me finish reading this. Unpopular opinion. I don't think you can teach art drawing. I think art is the soul of the artist. Sure, you can teach someone how to draw a cube, but art is about expressing your soul. And you can't teach that. It's about nurturing. I absolutely 100% agree. That's why I said earlier about it's not even about the art. It's like literally we're here to just like figure ourselves out. And I'm not saying like I'm going to help you figure yourself out guaranteed 100%, right? I'm not even saying that. But I see it as two outcomes, right? You fucking join, right? And you're not even sure about whether drawing is for you or not, right? So you pick drawing, and I'm literally like thinking about the curriculum as I'm speaking about it, or I have thought about it now. So I'm not even going to jump into like the technical part. It's just like maybe like for the first period of time, whatever it is, or maybe the little part of the cohort, whatever, just have fun. Just fucking draw whatever you want. It does not fucking matter. It is a matter of just like dipping your toes in the water, seeing how you're vibing, see how you're moving, you know? And if that's for you, then that's great. You can keep going. If that's not for you, the idea is just to speed run what you're into and what you're not into. You might be more of just like a technical person that would be more into computer science or whatever. If you go through the course and you figure out that you're not into it, I still think I have helped you, right? Because now you are more clear about one thing that you're not into, right? As opposed to not having joined the course, for example. And I'm speaking in terms of course, but it could be whatever, right? You have not joined and you're still uncertain and you never really get to know. Or you might join like an IT course and you might just like enjoy that on the get-go, and that's completely fine too. My existence in that case did not really matter. But what matters is that if you're lost and you find this community, like you can join and be like, okay, let's see here, right? We're doing drawing here. We're gonna help you get into drawing, see how you're vibing with it. If you don't vibe it, you're more than welcome to leave. 100% agree. Thank you so much. Goodbye, right? But also, oh man. Yeah, anyways. I do know, however, that the path is not going to be easy, right? Doing YouTube is not going to be something that all of a sudden is going to be. I'm a natural at it. I'm still going to try things out when it comes to content. See how the algorithm works. See what vibes with people. I might resort to making things that that, you know, quote unquote, I would hop on the trend. I would need to do stuff like that in order to grow the to grow the community. There's no way around it. That's how. That's don't hate the player, hate the what was it? Hate the game. I sent you a screenshot of something I wrote a while ago. I think you might enjoy, and might apply to what you're speaking about. That is amazing. I might take a look at it after the stream, however, because I now, starting today, I need to do the 250 boxes challenge, which I was thinking earlier today is like, if I do 10 boxes a day, that would take me 25 days, which is, what is it, like it's more than 3 weeks. It's a bit less than a month, which is a lot. So I need to figure something out about that, or potentially I could do more boxes like outside of the stream. But anyways, yeah. So going back to this purpose thing, YouTube is giving me is a platform that is allowing me to check every box of the things that I talked about, you know, which I'm very blessed that I got to get there, even though maybe sometimes I would feel like I'm at an age where maybe I could have realized this sooner, right? Sometimes that thought crosses my head, and it's like, I remind myself that it's like, it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. As long as I'm like this passionate about it, the age and when things are going to, you know, get established, it's literally a matter of time. Like, that does not matter. I could be on the street outside right now, homeless, and still working towards this goal. Fucking the girl that Derpy shared that one time. I don't know if Derpy is still here, but see, maybe you're still here. Derpy shared a fucking homeless girl making YouTube videos, and potentially by now she has her videos monetized, right? That's like, what the fuck am I doing? I'm in a home. I'm eating. Like, I got clothes, right? My clothes are not donated, and her clothes are donated, and she's like, what excuse do I have? Like, what excuse do I have? So it's a matter of time. I'm not really tripping. I know that the schizophrenia girl, yeah, right, exactly. Right? The girl has fucking schizophrenia. Can you believe that? It could be next month. It could be 6 months from now. It could be a year from now. It could be 5 years from now. As long as I'm working towards this goal, right, which is YouTube, which checks all of these boxes that I talked about, I know for a fact that I'm going to be enjoying every single second of it, and that's what fucking matters. That is what fucking matters. Like, all the, you know, most of my life, at least, maybe not when I was a kid, I'm doing things. I feel like I'm doing things not necessarily out of fun, but this just genuinely just like rids you of all of, you know, those obligations. Perhaps I don't even feel obligated to do this, right? And that's what it is, bro. Did you guys see this? Did you guys, you know what this is? This is a notebook. Have you guys checked this out? Check this out, guys. This is look how cool this is. Okay. I'm gonna stop speaking now because I have been rambling for literally how long have I been? Man, I have been rambling for an hour. Wow. I'm literally like, this is exercise for my public speaking. Low key, I feel lightheaded. Dun, 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 dun. Think I paced dance to the point of being sweaty. That's awesome. Dude, isn't it isn't it insane that we are literally miles, hundreds of miles away from each other, yet we're communicating at a level where we are both pacing at the same time, right? And synchronously as well. Maybe it doesn't take a lot to make me sweaty. I mean, honestly, it doesn't take me a lot to make me sweaty either. Skinny gang, let's go! Bang, bang. Willy Wonka ass music. Okay. Let me sit down. Globally synchronous facing. Did you see that meme? It was just like Instagram captions, or most of them are just like, now Japan is generating electricity. Japan is turning steps into electricity or something like this. That's a funny meme. Oh man, what is going on here? Like something here is hurting, right? This is the place where like when you run with like your mouth open or something, it starts hurting. That is hurting. Okay. Sidewalk steps? Is that what they're called? From the pressure vibration? Okay, draw a box. We're gonna be drawing boxes now. I'm gonna be drawing the boxes for a while. Like your belly, ribs, or something. Yeah, it's kind of like right under the ribs, but not entirely. Like towards the end of the ribs. I think I get that on walks sometimes. Yeah, I remember getting them a lot when I was a kid. Like when I was a kid, I was just like, I used to run a lot. Not when pacing mostly, fortunately. Yeah, pacing. Maybe it's because I was speaking and walking at the same time, and speaking in such an aggressive manner. I usually I don't speak like that way. I'm mostly quiet, and when I speak, I don't really speak much. In my day-to-day, right? So you see the opposite of this on the streams, but yeah, I don't really do be talking much. Okay, what's next? I think I got it sometimes. Left to the left, under to the left. No, it's not the left. It's the right. In my case, my mom said it has to do with breathing. Maybe. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Because I was walking and speaking at the same time, which can induce some kind of like unsynchronized breathing or something. It's not the same, I don't know, amount of air going through your body. I don't know. Dude, what the fuck? I just... Come on. Get back here. So what is next? Having a body is weird. Yeah, can we just like transcend this prison, flesh prison? Okay, why is this low? When I take these, music just got louder. Really? I didn't change anything. I just like changed the cursor to the beginning. Oh, is it that loud? My bad. Sorry. Is this better? Just can't hear you. I remember. I don't know if you can hear me now. I remember this one time where I imported perhaps? I don't know. Can you hear me now? I remember one time I imported like an explosion animation into OBS. And I put it music still at least 2. Oh my god. What about now? Is it good? No, I don't know what's prompting it to. I didn't change anything. Like the window, perhaps, but what does that have to do with anything? Like the music is still coming through the system. The explosion, you remember? Yeah, I imported like an explosion animation into OBS, and I didn't realize it's okay now. All right, good. I didn't realize that it had sound with it, and so I put it on the screen. I think I just like I put it over myself for a meme, and I was speaking. And all you guys could hear was like and it was replaying over and over, and I was speaking and nobody could hear me, and it's just like only the explosion. I wonder if previously the music only went through your microphone. I don't know. Okay. Boxes, what's good? After I'm done with lesson 1, can you imagine we're gonna start doing organic forms and this section and form intersection. Isn't that awesome? Look, there's a grenade, or what's going on here. That looks cool. And beneath it, I believe there's like a sphere that's like, that has some cross contours. Very awesome, very awesome. Did you unplug your headphones? I don't think, no. These are wireless. Let me see the amount when they're unplugged. No, mine are wireless and they have not. Nothing happened with them. Let me see the amount of stuff that we're going to be reading first. So this is this small paragraph, and then I guess you go into here and you're gonna have an introduction to the Boxes challenge. What is this? The first 50. Oh, this is a big reading. Oh, this is not just one sub-lesson. This is literally a bunch of articles. What the fuck? The next 50. Huh? Wait, so it's divided this way? I didn't know that. Or maybe I forgot, because I remember doing this. The last 150. What the flip? Honestly, this is a good way to divide it, at least for me, because I was I was thinking like how do I want to, you know, divide this? But then maybe it's good. Contour lines. Wait. This is still okay. Alright, so I see the challenge. First 50, second 50, and last 100. And then we go into the second lesson, which is contour lines, textures, and construction thinking in 3D. Very excited to go into this. But first, let me get a selfie. If you don't know that song, that's like very old. Is it Vine? Maybe it's related to Vine, I'm not sure. Bro, checking in every 50 boxes. That's thoughtful. I mean, here it says the list 150. It's like, you know what? You've done 50. Now you're good. Now you can just like do your own thing. Fuck off. Okay, so the challenge. We start. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is, to be fair, I have drawn a bit today on my sketchbook, right? And I think I've done like some random shapes. Yeah, I think I've done boxes. Oh yeah, I've done hands too. I've been trying to understand the shape, the 3D forms of the hands. Set the music to half of its current volume. Still loud. God damn. Right, how about this way? Let me know if this is still. I changed it not from the YouTube. I changed it from OBS. So I did the boxy kind of like flowy thing again, and then I tried to look. There's like a sculpture of a hand that I went by, and I sat in the bus stop, and I was like, let me draw this. So I tried to. It didn't turn out great. It's a literal huge hand reference. Didn't change a thing. God damn it. There it is. Dude, sound is weird. I need to actually sit down and study how the sound should work. OBS is capping. Well, so yeah, this is the huge hand reference. Didn't turn out to be that great. And then I pulled out the phone. I looked up some references, and I was trying to understand the 3D form, as you can see here, right? And it's interesting to notice that the hand, it's not just one line here. At least on the palm. I'm sorry. It's like you can see like this area, right? And this is a side of the box that is this box, right? Which is cool because the fingers run through kind of like, and it's not even like a straight side, it's like a little bit slanted, right? Gotta read the manual. Yeah, I think that's what I need to do, because I picked up OBS and I was just like, yeah, let me look up a tutorial on how to link OBS to YouTube, and I didn't really go much through into it. I imported like a script into it, a script that would show a counter on the screen. Bro's flipping us off. Is it? Wait, which? Is it this one? A script that would show like a counter, like, and I used it for the 8-hour stream. But yeah, anyways. So I did this hand, tried to read the shape. It was like fine, right? But then this one I felt better about. Even though like these are like very boxy and stuff like that, I kind of like it. And then I was trying to read this shape, which was kind of difficult to me, so I've done it a couple of times. I feel like I've got it correct here. And I was not even trying to do the hand or anything. I was like actually trying to just read the shape of the palm, which I believe worked out here. That's it, right? So it is very cool to actually try to look into things in terms of shapes, not just lines and proportions. But keeping the lines and proportions in mind is very important. But yeah, You pointed with your bird finger. Bird finger? I have never heard that term before. Wait, let me look it up. Let me look up bird finger. Maybe not. Maybe not show it on stream. Hold on. In fear of what I might see. Yeah, where does the flipping a person off term come from even? Flipping off? What does that mean? Is it like something very vulgar? Bro, look at this. This is the bird finger. Look at the bird finger. Look at this one. Okay, hold on. Flipping a person off, meaning somebody off. Flipping somebody off is an obscene nonverbal gesture expressing anger, contempt, and contempt or disrespect by raising middle finger towards someone. It is a highly offensive, with action often accompanied by shouting. I don't care. Wait, meaning signifies in context. Bro, AI is like this fucking neutered ass AI not telling me the actual lore. Dude, it must have like some sort of meaning. Flipping someone off. Right? Like a literal meaning, not the. Oh, yes, Wikipedia, please. For fingers, see finger. Okay, giving someone the middle finger. Also, flipping the birds or flipping someone off. Instead of seeing hand gesture, it's so okay. So it's a hand gesture. Maybe the hand gesture is kind of like in the shape of a bird. Communicates moderate to extreme contempt and is roughly equivalent to meaning "fuck you" or "fuck off" and "go fuck yourself." Shove it in your arse. Shove it in your ass. Or up yours. It is performed by showing the back. This is like a flipping someone off tutorial. By showing the back of the hand that has only the middle finger extended upward throughout some. Though in some locals, the thumb is extended. Extending the finger is considered a symbol of contempt in several cultures, especially the Western world. Many cultures use a similar gesture to display their disrespect. I don't care. The gesture dates back. Oh, ancient Greece. Hello. And it was also in ancient Rome. Historically, it represents a phallus. Phallus? Phallus is a penis, an object that resembles a penis or a mimetic image of an erect penis. What? This is awesome. Linguistic then traces the gesture's development in the United States to the 1980s. No, the 1890s. According to anthropologist Desmond Morris, the gesture probably came to the United States via Italian immigrants. Oh, the Italians breaking the culture. The first documented appearance of the finger in the United States was dude, the first middle finger was in 1886. Isn't that awesome? Oh my god. Old Hoss Radbourne, a baseball pitcher from the Boston Bean Eaters or whatever, was photographed giving it to a member of their rival New York Giants. Use of this texture in public. I don't care. Canada, early appearance in films, political and military use in popular culture. I want, dude, there must be some sort of, at least maybe the term, not the actual action. Similar gestures. I want to know what the term means, like flipping a person off. What does flipping somebody off mean in a literal sense? perhaps? No. Okay, where does the term flipping... Okay, flipping the birds, maybe. Flipping the bird come from? Flipping the bird combines an ancient 2,050-100-year-old obscene hand gesture with 19th century theater slang for booing, giving the bird. Huh? While the gesture itself dates back to ancient Greece and Rome, the specific phrase emerged in the 19th century to describe the act of flipping up the middle finger to display contempt. So flipping the... Where does the bird portion come from? Maybe flipping like this and flip the actual gesture. Maybe how someone can F off is how they can also be flipped off. Okay, fair. Where's the bird coming into play? The gesture representing a phallus. It's a phallus. Was used in Greece and Rome to insult, threaten, or ward off evil. Oh, to ward... Yeah, of course. Yeah, you you pull out your middle finger to ward off evil. Of course. So giving the bird, here it is. In the 80s, theater audience... Oh, here it is. Wait. Theater audience would hiss or make bird-like noises. Bird-like noises to show disapproval of a performance, which was also known as giving the bird or the big bird. Is that how you show disapproval? Can't you just like tell somebody to get the fuck off the stage? The transition, the phrase evolved in the 1960s, combining the old giving the bird slang with a physical action of flipping up the middle finger. Oh, okay, so it's a combination between giving the bird, which is from showing disapproval in a performance, and flipping up the middle finger. First recorded use, I don't care about that. Stock exchange. What is the origin? Blah, blah. Flipping seems to be straightforward, so the real question, where did the bird come from? Okay, here's one account. Middle finger held up in a rude gesture, slang derived from 60s expression, give the big bird to hiss someone like a goose. Kept alive in vaudeville slang with sense of to greet someone with boos, hisses, and catcalls. Transferred to 1960s to the up yours hand gesture. So it's kind of like a combination of both. The rigid finger represented the hypothetical object to be inserted. On notion of defiance and contempt, gesture itself seems to be much older. The human anatomy section describe the middle finger as that by means of which the pursuit of dishonor is indicated. Wow, very interesting. That's awesome. Okay, at least it's not very vulgar. It's not a vulgar thing. I thought it was going to be much vulgar than that. Oh, man. Dude, I feel like I talked too much. What I'm gonna do, I'm not going to join VC today. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to read this one thing, which is What's Next, the What's Next article. Excuse me. Yeah, this is still a part of lesson 1. We didn't get out of lesson 1. Okay, so maybe I'll read this and then I'll read the next thing because I need to start the 250 boxes challenge. Okay. Well, I'm tired of speaking. I spoke nonstop throughout this whole stream. So, assuming you've been reading diligently starting from lesson 0, guilty, and have followed instructions of completing only the recommended number of pages, Then you're probably wondering, what do I do now? Well, the smart thing would be to get your homework reviewed. Let's say you've done that already and want to know what you want, what your next step is going to be. Yeah, I think there is going to be VC because I need to read this as well, which is part of the 250 boxes challenge. So I'm gonna read this, but I'm only okay. Is it going to be fine if I join VC, read the article, and literally do nothing else, and I'm gonna leave afterwards? Your next step is to tackle the 250 boxes challenge. This exercise will take what you were introduced to and the rotated boxes and organic perspective boxes exercise and work on developing your overall grasp of and comfort with freely rotating forms in 3D space. The notes and videos here cover techniques that will help you do this as efficiently and effectively as possible as well. To be honest, it was kind of my guilty pleasure not letting you know you might be spending more time in that rabbit hole than you intended. No, it was fun. It was a fun little rabbit hole. Yeah, VC for reading. Okay, yeah, awesome. Okay, let me read this. Finish reading this real quick. The notes and video. There cover techniques that will help you do this as efficiently and effectively as possible. As well, it's a tall order, but most who've gone through it have shown considerable improvement, especially those who've read through the notes and applied an error checking approaches consistently. Okay. So maybe you guys can be my eyes in this case, and maybe you can point out some stuff that might be wrong with my boxes. Mentioning lesson 0 again, sort of like nudge, yeah, Who is this person? Before you go, I hope you've been able to get your homework reviewed. I am not getting my homework reviewed. I'm, however, getting my homework. I can join the Discord there, but like maybe I'm a little bit too lazy, to be honest. So what I do is I think I'll start Discord from the app, not from the thing. Dab. Oh, that's smoother. Interesting. Dab. Come on. Hello. I'm gonna join, read, and then leave. This is how it's going. My appearance is going to be. Okay, I think I can't hear you very well, so let me figure out a way to. Let me up your voice like this. Maybe I can hear more. Can you guys speak? Yeah, that's way better. Thank you guys. Okay, the 250 boxes challenge. The ice bucket challenge. Yeah, honestly, I don't know how many boxes I'm going to be doing daily, but yeah, I don't know. Anyways, okay, a lot of boxes. This page is all about our 250 boxes challenge. A daunting but conquerable task that will serve as a boot camp to develop your ability to judge and estimate convergences within a given set of lines or edges, and will also demonstrate to you your own capacity for tackling large, overwhelming tasks by breaking them up into digestible steps and spreading them out across a longer span of time. Very cool. This challenge relies heavily on the concepts we study throughout Lesson 1, as well as the matters of mindset and balance presented in Lesson 0. So if you haven't gone through those, you aren't really ready to tackle this challenge. Damn! That important, huh? For real. You know what? Freak you. I'm still gonna keep going. Okay, overview. Oh my god, bro, come on. Hold on, let me take a look at it. It's got introduction, changing your mindset, using this course, required tools. It's a lot, bro. Yeah, no, I'm not doing it. Okay. Yes. Alright, so... Huh? Uh-huh. Oh, right, yeah. I don't know. I feel like maybe I know some of the stuff that he's talking about here. Because I went through this once, right? And I stopped at the 250 boxes challenge. So I'm revisiting this basically. That would be awesome. Yeah, I can do that actually. No joke. No, I can take the link. It doesn't have to be that complicated. Okay, let's get back to our boxes thingy. So alright, this is a lot about the overview. This overview video will get into the whys and hows of the challenge, why it's such an important part of the course as a whole, why it's structured the way it is, and specifically how it is meant to be approached. This challenge is a big one, so you do not want to rush into the exercise without first ensuring that you're doing what is asked. It will not be uncommon for you to come back and revisit this material periodically as you move through the challenge. Human memory is only so effective, so it is inevitably that over the weeks you spend on this at minimum, you will forget things and you will need refreshers. Maybe it's a good thing to watch the video. You want to start it with me, Derpy? Okay. Let me know when you have it in front of you. You good? Alright, 3. Maybe you can stream it for C, maybe to be able to watch it, perhaps? Alright. You. Alright. You ready, Derpy? Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. What? That caught me so off guard.
If you've made it this far, that means that you've gone through all of Lesson 0, which goes over what this course is about and how it should be used, and Lesson 1, which explores the basics of mark making, ellipses, and perspective, and that you've done so on the website page by page, going through the written material and watching the videos as they come up. It also means that you've completed all of your Lesson 1 homework to put the concepts from the lectures into practice and establish some practical understanding, which will be further developed by continuing in your warm-ups, and have received feedback on it through either our free community feedback options or our paid official critique program. Now you're at the part of the course that gave it its name, the 250 box challenge. The challenge, which we'll explain the gist of in this video and expand upon in the next few, is very daunting for beginners and understandably so. Those of you who are more familiar with the nature of assignments given in art school will probably find it to be less daunting, but regardless, drawing 250 boxes right out the gate is a lot. It's one of the things we get a lot of criticism for in terms of dumping students in the deep end of the pool, but I assure you, it serves an important purpose. It is also very important that you remember that this course as a whole, and all it asks must be balanced out with drawing done for the sake of drawing. That is, our glorious 50% rule. If you've been following it as you should be, you'll have a fair bit of drawing for the hell of it under your belt. When we start out, the 50% rule can be really harrowing and torturous, and we are constantly faced with our limitations, with the unreasonableness of our own expectations. But with time, those fears fade into the back of our minds and give way to the ability to relax a little, to draw without needing to turn out well, to stop thinking in terms of what you can and cannot do, to be like the Joker in The Dark Knight and simply chase cars, unconcerned with what you do if you ever actually caught one. That's going to be important in getting through this challenge, so I hope you've kept to the rule. If you haven't, you may want to take some time to balance those scales before moving forward. So, what is the 250 box challenge? Well, it's a lot more than just drawing 250 boxes, but that is what it is at its core. We draw 250 freely and randomly rotated boxes, meaning not aligned to any particular direction, so no infinite vanishing points, all the while estimating the convergences of our edges to the best of our ability. We combine this with checking our work with analytical strategies to identify where our approach can be adjusted and improved. Some might consider this grinding, but by our definition, it is not. Grinding is what occurs when we perform a repetitive task and rely on our own judgment